Hello YouTube, this is Marauders here, and I finally managed to get this thing the other day. So this is the PlayStation 4 DualShock back button attachment. So essentially what you do is you take this, you put it on the back of your controller so that you get two extra buttons, just like when you're using some sort of pro controller like the Nacon, where you have like extra buttons at the back of the controller instead of just having the front buttons. Now, in case you're wondering, why do I need buttons at the back of the controller? As I've always mentioned in my other controller reviews, the main reason why you want to have extra buttons at the bottom is that if you're playing an FPS, when you are if you have to access any of the face buttons, notice you have to take your thumb off the right thumbstick and press it, and that might lead to you having to like miss out. So like you can't aim when you're trying to jump, or you just lose out on an instance of a reaction time. So having extra buttons at the back of your controller means your other index fingers or something can just touch those buttons, and it will give you the ability to be a little bit more responsive when you're playing the games. And sometimes that does give you some sort of advantage. Okay, so this here is the attachment. So what you do is, using the mic jack as a guide, we're just going to plug it into the controller here. Now it feels really, really weird when you put it in, because the whole shape of the controller is a bit weird, and to accommodate this, Sony actually made this connector movable so that when you push it in, you just sort of just like, okay, I'll just hold it in and just push it in as if you're going to break it. Seriously, the first time I did it, I really thought I was going to break the controller. Okay, oops. Okay, so now that it's in, let's take a look. So there are basically two buttons here on this thing, one here and one here. And to configure it, it's very simple. You just press this thing and it shows up on the screen. So what you can do is, there are actually like three profiles on this thing. So this is just a giant button. You just double tap it to switch between the profiles. And then to assign, so you can see now each profile, they have already mentioned what functions these buttons are. So this is currently at R1 and this is L1. And to configure it, you just hold the button down and then you just press the button to toggle it between whichever button you want to configure the back button to be. And you can basically set any button to these back buttons except clicking in on the touchpad and the share button and the PS button. I wonder why you can't set it to the touchpad though. It is a bit weird to me. You can also set it to the trigger pulls, so you can set it to L2, R2. And I mean, that's it. It's very simple. You just toggle whichever buttons you want. And now when you press the button, it'll be whatever you configured it. Okay? So how it works is very simple. Nothing special about it. But the thing is this thing any good? Like, is this better than like a Nacon Revolution or Razer Raiju? Yeah, don't buy a Raiju tournament or whatever. Don't buy the Razer Raijus. I got nothing but bad things to say about that. Okay, so is this any better than any other tournament controller? Well, the first thing is, this is definitely cheaper. Okay, if you just bought a new controller like the Nacon or a Razer, it will cost you quite a lot. Whereas this, I think this is about 20 US dollars. I can't remember. I think it was about that price. But I don't know. It maybe it's just my hands, but I feel that this thing is actually slightly in the way of me holding the controller. Um, it's not that bad. I don't think you accidentally. I don't feel like I'll accidentally click the button or anything, but sometimes I do feel like it's in the way. Feels a bit I don't know, feels unnatural to me. But then again, there is now a big giant additional thing on the back of your controller, so yeah, it's natural to feel unnatural, I guess. Then even if it has blocked your microphone port, it's okay because there's a pass through for the microphone, the headset jack here at the bottom, so you can still plug in your headset. And other than that, is there anything else to say? I mean, it's basically, it does exactly what it says it does, which is give you 2 extra buttons at the back to configure for the face buttons. I wish they would have like made more, like maybe have 4 buttons or something, but I guess it's better than nothing. Even if you only have 2 extra buttons, it's still better than nothing. With at the very minimum, what you do is you should just assign it to jump and switch weapons, so you can definitely do those kind of motions much more faster on the fly without taking your hand off the thumbstick. It works. Feels a bit weird, but it is cheaper than getting a brand new controller, and I guess it works. One thing I do wonder though, and that is like, why exactly is this thing so hard to find? I don't know. It could be because of, well, Voldemort, okay, but the main reason, after they announced it, and this was supposed to come out sometime in April or May, and we all know what happened then. But I haven't been able to locate it locally in Malaysia. I managed to like find a supplier in Lazada to actually get this. It's definitely a bit pricey when I got it. But I think it's actually very hard to find now. So yeah, if you're looking for some extra help when you're when you're trying to be competitive on a console shooter, these could help, especially if you don't feel like buying an entire brand new controller. Okay, this is Marauders. I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.